Yo guys, what's up? It's your boy Rajante Delewis Anderson. I'm back with another video on a serious topic that needs to be discussed right now, and that is on detransitioning. So I have had in total 7 calls this year alone from very close people of mine that have basically told me they're detransitioning, or they've already detransitioned, and they're calling me with a whole nother voice that I don't recognize because they've detransitioned. So this is a huge topic that is discussed by certain people in dribs and drabs, including myself, who did a regret video, which is how you probably might know me from the regrets video, which I also did as a further regrets video explaining what that all meant. But let me get to the point, because I know a lot of you have a attention span of that. So basically, these people I've been receiving phone calls from, their reasons have been things like religious reasons, disownment, realization of, So, it is completely fine to change your mind. You are within your right to change your mind. Life is about different paths, different journeys. Sometimes your path can get obscured. Sometimes you have to take a different route. There's loads of different things when it comes to decision-making, choices, mistakes, learning from them, correcting yourself, making yourself a better person, more knowledgeable, more understanding of the world, people's life choices, people's decisions, Rajante's dry kneecaps. There's loads of things that you can think about in life to keep your mind occupied. And I feel like transitioning is one of them things that keeps you occupied, because you want it. You want to appear as this. You want to make sure that people are seeing you as what you want to be seen as. It becomes an obsession, and also a part fascination as well, because you still stay fascinated with the people that you look at, like you look up to as an idol, the people that you look up to as iconic, the people that you look up to as someone that you'd aspire to be or to be like. That is all still falls under the same category, yeah? So obviously I completely understand what it feels like, because when I was first transitioning, I had maybe 1 or 2 people that were like double my age that I had to look up to, as to, see where my potential journey could go. But bear in mind, they were way older than me. And I actually started just transitioning at a time when it wasn't as extreme as it is now. Basically, I feel like the reason why there wasn't so much being said about trans people, say 10-15 years ago, is because of the simple fact that it wasn't like, it was exclusive at a stage. I'm not being funny, but it wasn't something where, like, I remember I read this comment the other day about being exclusively trans, and that made me laugh. But there is an element of truth to everything, yeah? The reason why there is so much negativity and stigma based around trans right now is because there's the media portrays trans people in a whole wild way a lot of the time. And sometimes a lot of trans people don't help the way trans people are viewed, and that is just factual. Now, I'm not saying that if someone doesn't fully transition, or if somebody, chooses to, transition in the way they want to, for example, if they're appearing as masculine, they might want to also add makeup. If they're appearing as feminine, they might want to keep their beard still. Like, all those things are that person's choice. I'm not dating them. I'm not, being intimate with them. They are not my sibling. Whatever they do is completely up to them. Do you get what I'm saying? People shouldn't have to feel pressured to basically, live a certain way, even after they've tried their hardest to live a certain way as it is, because of the opinions of people that, know them, people that are, in their community, in their circle of friends, you name it, yeah? That's what we don't want. Because then it just goes from being shunned to then being shunned to being shunned to being shunned. It can make someone easily go suicidal. It can make someone turn to suicide, my bad. That's what I meant. So obviously, and that's serious, to get what I'm saying. But at the same time, it is my job as somebody who what do they call me? Like an influencer. And I don't influence anybody. I put my business out there, and you lot can do what you want with it. If it inspires you, then that is a bonus to my journey, because that is, of course, what essentially anybody who's living different wants to do. They want to be able to get inside the minds of people who are ignorant, people that are judgmental, and if they don't, like, even if they don't change their mind, if they've watched it and they can from some point understand it, then cool, take that. That's what I want. Do you get what I'm saying? I want you to understand the situation, just like I have to go day to day understanding situations. Now, it's not people's jobs to understand somebody's predicament. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the same time, for me, it's what I'm doing for myself. Now, when I was gonna first make this video, I thought to myself, man, you know, I don't want to appear too aggressive, too judgmental, but at the same time, I want to keep it authentic and give my opinion. So my opinion on detransitioning, other than the opinions that I've already given, stands at the fact, look, there are so many people right now out there, yeah, that don't even believe about, you know, non-binary, intersex, trans. They don't believe these things to be a thing, yeah. Obviously, it adds to the mix when people do things like detransition. I obviously vocalized my regrets on my transition, but mine were very superficial, and I had to do a further video explaining that video because people just ran with it. Yeah. I love being a man. Like, it's as simple as that. You get what I'm saying? I love having a voice. I love being visible. I love people looking up to me. Of course I do. Because I want to do right by those people that are looking up to me. So that there's actually a reason why. They're not just looking up to me because they've seen this video and now. No. This particular video right now that I'm doing is completely different from my other videos. I've strayed away from doing these particular type of videos, but they keep pulling me in. Because when I'm getting phone calls or I'm getting sent videos from people who I once knew as that day, and now they've obviously gone back to being that day now, it's like, obviously, it's not only a lot to take in as a friend, because you want to support your friend. You want to be there for your friend, yeah? But at the same time, you want to explain to people who have not yet medically or surgically transitioned, that if you're one of those people that could potentially want to detransition, put that transition on hold right now. Put down that injection, whatever. Put down the phone from watching this video. Have a conversation with yourself right quick. Yeah, look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself right now that you don't have to be at anybody else's pace other than your own. You don't have to feel like to fit into that social group or to be with that particular person in a relationship with them, to be accepted by that, to be like, forget all of that nonsense. Yeah, that is all stuff that is like, just throw it in the trash can, man. Them things don't mean nothing. And I know, you know, yeah, it's easy for me to sit here fully transitioned talking like this, but it needs to be said. You need to hear it from somebody that once had them same thoughts that you might have, yeah, the next person might have, that all of this is one big experience, journey. It's lesson after lesson after lesson. It takes up your time to the point where it consumes you because you're thinking about it all the time, because it's something that you're passionate about. It's what you feel like you want, yeah? But make sure that them feelings are the feelings that are yours and yours only. If you feel for a second, like, for example, I'll give you a quick story. When I was 16, I was going out with this girl that was 23, and basically her circle of friends were more older, so obviously I went to appear as older, so obviously I was rushing, wanting to basically look as old as I can. And now I'm 25 in June, now I'm 24, I'm 25 in June, and I'm looking older. And was it as big hype as I thought it was when I was 16? Hell no. Heck, I'm doing videos talking about, yo, you know, like how to get your flipping hair all to be in a straight line in the front of your head instead of half your hair being back there on the other side of it. But it's basically, come on, seriously, all jokes aside, man, all foolishness aside, Rajonte is being for real, yo. Like, I know that even after this video, there will still be people that will go and they will transition, they will regret it, they'll detransition. Just know, there are people that are there for you. Do you understand? There are people that are going to find it confusing, they're not going to respect the fact that you changed and then changed again. Like, there's going to be all different kind of opinions, yeah? But if it's valid to you, then that is what matters. Do you get what I'm saying, yeah? So what, you might have to confuse a few people here and there, yeah? If you've already made that big leap and you've transitioned fully, or, you know, medically or surgically, then all you can do is do your best to try and, you know, get your life back on track to how you want it if you feel like you want to detransition, because I haven't heard of there being any surgeries where they can reverse that stuff yet. But for the people that haven't and feel like they could potentially feel like this, just don't do it. Transition at your own pace. You can still appear as something without having to, do you know what I mean, go to the operating table or get the knives out, because them type of things there, like, it gets serious, and that's when it starts to get really peaky, you get me? So it's got to be so careful. Yeah, it's got to be so careful for real, man. It's not even a game, you know. Please just don't rush for nobody. Take your time. understand your process, yeah? Remember that it is yours only. I feel like I say the same thing like a broken record, but sometimes I've got to keep saying the same thing to wake people up, yeah? It's yours and yours only, yeah? So what if Rajante did a prank video the other day? Basically, my prank video was showing people that if I wanted to change my mind, I can change my mind and I will come on the screen and there's nothing you can do about it. But at the same time, that's not me trying to show people that, you know, detransitioning. Like, I'm just trying to show people that detransitioning is a thing. I want people to come to a page and see that it's been accepted. Guys, if I'm spitting, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, I'm starving. But anyway, I wanted people to see, yeah, that if that was how someone did feel, that there's a place they could come to where there's loads of people that will accept. Not everybody gets accepted. So you need to join places, spaces where people are accepting so that you can feel more comfortable to make the right decision for you, the right decision for you. Man, I love you guys and I respect everything anyone does as long as it's something that is for you, that is good. My legs are so dry. I love you guys a lot, man. All right, I'll be back with another video. I'm sorry if I seem too serious in this video, yo. When I talk from the heart, that's what happens. I get very passionate, all right? In a bit, guys.